I'm Jessie Giordano, SVP of Client Consulting and Services at GMR. And I'm joined by three powerhouse women who sit at the intersection of technology and the Olympic and Paralympic movement. First, we have Rebecca Perez, Senior Manager and really the force behind Cisco's Olympic partnership. So Rebecca, thank you for joining. We've got Sarah Vickers, Director of Olympic Program Management and the quarterback of Intel's top partnership. So Sarah, thank you so much. And Zaileen Janmohamed, Head of Partnership Development and Innovation at LA 2028, a long-term friend of GMR and my old boss and mentor as well. So extra special Z to have you on this call. So we will keep the focus of this panel on tech and its continued impact really on the way we engage, consume, stage the world's biggest sporting event. Given everything you've seen or learned in the last 18 months, what are those lessons that you will pull forward as we're thinking about how does technology continue to shape the future?
For all of us, like 18 months ago, we had no idea. 16 months ago, we had no idea. 2 months ago, we had no idea. And today we have no idea for next week, I'm absolutely with the flexibility and strength. I like to use a gymnast analogy is you have to be super flexible, super strong. You have to adapt to the environment and to what's going on, and just really know what your core purpose and objectives are and what you want to do, and figure out how, depending on what's going on, how to address and adapt. Looking towards Paris, I see it as first thing is, what are the pain points in the games? How do we understand that and find solutions? And then also the second part of that would be, how do we enhance the experience? So the experience of the people on site, but also, for the games and the Olympics and the Paralympics specifically, the majority of the world experiences the games through broadcast or now through the internet. So what can we do to make that experience more interesting, more compelling, and more engaging?
And Z, I know that's at the core of what you're thinking about is how do you really solve some of those pain points that have existed historically, games over games? How do you continue to enhance that experience?
There is no way that LA 28 does what it says it's going to do or what it wants to be able to do without partners. We need the expertise that is sitting outside of our group to be able to tell us, like, here is where the industry is going. Here is technology that you should pay attention to. Here's how it will benefit you in the short and the long term. And so we know that, and we rely on our partners quite a bit. I think one of the insights around VIK for us, specifically with Intel, is what we've needed over the last 18 months. None of us knew. And we were able to, that VIK allowed us and afforded us some flexibility to kind of shift dollars to areas of need. And so when the athletes needed mental health support, Intel was like, okay, we can do X, let's do this and use dollars that, in another way that maybe we hadn't contemplated before. We used the time to build some technology internally as it relates to interacting and engaging and endorsing athletes with a new athlete marketing platform. The technology was available to do it versus 2 to 5 years ago, and the learnings have come in that allowed us to make really smart decisions to deploy technology in a way that maybe we wouldn't have done 2 years ago. And so I take all of that just to say, I think we are just at the tip of the iceberg of what we will learn as we get to LA 28. And again, just leveraging all of the experience and expertise from our partners to be able to do so.
I think it's a whole idea around being stronger together. So we can have our own plans and initiatives, but if we can bring great partners, and Cisco is a great example of that as well, if we can have a plan together and figure out a way to partner rather than protect our categories and do it right, I think we can both win. And 1 + 1 = 3 in this situation. But I think there's so much potential. If you think about the big, complicated problems that we have, they're not going to be solved by a single problem. If you think about how the games need to be more sustainable and they need to be leave legacy behind and use data. I mean, that's not Intel's problem on its own. It's not the OCOG's problem on its own. It's not the IOC's problem on its own. We need to figure out how to take down the barriers to stop us from working together. And I think the other thing I'd say is, and Z and Jessie know this well, is I don't use the word sponsorship when I talk about our relationship. I use the word partnership, because this is about what we can do together to make things happen. And so I think the opportunities, if great partners get together, we can really do amazing things.
I mean, it's so exciting to be part of that and to be able to help and empower people and give them opportunities. Here in Japan, the team identified that there were not many people who were trained and understood cybersecurity. And so the team here developed a cybersecurity scholarship program, enabling people from all backgrounds, all ages, to learn how to work on this. Not only does that help Japan, but it also helps these individual people. I mean, it gives each one, a better future. It gives them an opportunity to learn, to grow, to progress. And I find that really exciting. I mean, for me, it's not about the technology per se. It's about what the technology enables. And that's what matters. It's, why are we doing this? It's not just to say, hey, we've got this really cool box that sends a signal really fast. Is why does it matter that signal gets there really fast? What is the impact on people?
Sarah, dream scenario, if you could see one tech project come to fruition, either Intel's or just general, to benefit the Olympic and Paralympic movement, what would that be?
The ability of 5G to transform the games. And what I mean by that is not just the connectivity for people, but the way it could really help from a sustainability perspective. And I think there's different ways to do that. And 5G is going to really change the game and change the game of broadcast, so that you don't need to bring as many people here. You have some opportunity to reduce the amount of travel and the amount of footprint on the ground, but you also have the opportunity to be more flexible, that word again, in how you do things, because you're not connected through cable. So I think that'll be really neat, and we'll see a lot both from broadcast and how games are operated and how fans will experience. So I think that has a huge play for everyone. I think the other one is just around data and what data is going to be able to do. So if you think about what Z said earlier about helping athletes, I think we're at a really critical point, and where athletes are getting access to data that they've never had before that can help them improve in ways that they weren't able to do, or they can improve more quickly. So I think you're going to see some really breakthrough performances due to data and helping athletes, but also how can we use that data to help fans experience and understand the games? So in ways that really connects with them, because there's so much cool stuff out there. And sometimes it's really hard to explain. So how can we use that data to help them be connected to the athlete and to the games, et cetera?
So last question, we are going to share our bold predictions for the one big tech headline. Z, we'll ask you to go first for LA 2028.
So my headline for LA 28 is LA 28 provides unprecedented access to the games to underserved and underrepresented communities via new technology.
That's a tough question. I mean, I haven't formed the words, but I would go about amazingly successful games that brings France together. That's what it's about. It's about bringing communities and bringing people together and celebrating the Olympic values, the joy and effort and the accomplishment and the community.
I think for Paris, what we love so much about what you guys are thinking about is, France prides themselves on being this entrepreneurial startup nation. And so they kind of marry the Olympic values plus kind of this startup technology mentality, plus this new age of kind of purpose, right? Inclusivity, sustainability, diversity and inclusion, you name it. Hopefully we can kind of see all of that come to bear in Paris.
I think what I would say is what we will see as technology improves the experience for however you choose to consume the games, whether that be at home, on site, etc. Technology is going to be a game changer in improving the experience.
Thanks, you guys. Really appreciate it, and hopefully a fun conversation to have.
Oh, this was awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for organizing this.